Welcome to part 7 of Let's Play The Crown of Kings by Steve Jackson. At the end of the last part, I was about to read paragraph 69. Here we go. You tell Jan of the aging weapons specialist who revealed the tower to you. The Minimite smiles. Farron Wide is no weapons specialist at all, he sniggers. This man was the Archmage himself in disguise. And what a crafty demon he is. He has persuaded you to enter his own prison and become his prisoner, almost of your own accord. You cannot believe your ears. You have already met the Archmage, and you have let him go. This is valuable information. Should you once again meet Farron Wide, you will know his secret. Deduct 111 from the reference at which you are if you come across him again, and turn to this new reference to expose him. Now you had better plan an escape from this tower. Turn to 98. Okay, so let's just make a note that if we meet Farron Wide again, so if we meet Farron Wide again, deduct 111 from our current paragraph number and turn to there, or turn thither. I'm bringing it back. Anyway, right now we're turning to 98. Here we are. Your situation looks hopeless. The door is sturdy and you have already seen the size of the lock on the door. The window is one possibility, but it is a long way up. A jump would certainly kill you. Perhaps you could plan to ambush one of the guards when you are brought your food. Will you try to break the door? Turn to 120. Ask Jan his opinion. Turn to 414. Use something from your pack. Turn to 259. Or will you cast a spell? Nip 673, Wall 767, Zen 696, Fall 604, Zip 725. Okay, so we're going to ask Jan his opinion and turn to 414. Here we are. If you want my opinion, says Jan, even the thought of escape is futile. Perhaps we could ambush the guard as he enters the room, but you can bet your worth that the whole company will not be far behind him. An escape plan aided by magic is impossible. As you know, Minimites are protected from most magic with an invisible shroud of protection. Only the most powerful spells will work while I am here, and I'm sure as Korga not going to oblige you by jumping out of the window to get out of your way, if that's what you're thinking. Other than these, the only possibility is to wait to see whether anyone sends for you. Someone is bound to ask for you before long. You consider his advice. Will you plan to ambush the guard? Turn to 476. Consider a spell to cast. Turn to 337. Wait to see whether anyone sends for you. Turn to 214. Okay, we're going to consider a spell to cast and turn to 337. Here we are. You start to concentrate to prepare a spell, but Jan keeps on breaking your concentration. I tell you, you are wasting your time, he says. No spells will work when I am around. You tell him you are trying to find a spell which will not be affected by his defensive aura. There are few who know spells against which Minimites have not been protected, he smiles, and I have no wish for you to waste your strength. Do you have strength to waste, as he puts it? If your stamina is 8 or more, turn to 356. If it is less than 8, turn to 389. Okay, let's have a look. Our stamina is currently 21, so therefore we're turning to 356. Okay, I have it on good authority that if it's less than 8, then it's pretty much game over. Anyway, so we do have 8 or more stamina, so we're turning to 356, which is here. Tell me of your strongest spells, says the Minimite, and I will tell you whether or not they will penetrate my defences. You run through your most tiring spells, and the little creature shakes his head at every one until you reach the last. The Z spell, he shrieks. You know the Z spell. If this is true, then I think we may have our solution. This spell is certainly too powerful for me to stop. You are astounded. No one knows the powers of the Z spell. How does the Minimite know so much about it? Turn to 374 to listen to his story, otherwise turn to 427 to cast your spell. Okay, we're going to listen to his story and turn to 374, which is here. If the truth be known, Jan begins, we Minimites know much more about the arts of sorcery than most magic users themselves. We have outlawed the use of magic within our own race, for our experiences were bad. Whether it is the magic itself or our own characters, we do not know, but sorcery and ambitions of power went hand in hand with our people. Eventually it split us up into a race of nomadic individuals, avoiding each other like the plague, and all because of sorcery. The Minimite sighs for a moment, then returns to the subject at hand. It is thought that the Z spell originated from Throban. This is not true. It was originally designed here in Mampang by the sorcerer priests of Kronada, god of time. One of my own race stole the secret and brought it to the Minimites. When our people dispersed, the spell secret was taken by its thief to Throban, then given to a necromancer in exchange for favours. It is the ultimate secret of travel. Travel across distances and travel through time, but it carries its own dangers. It demands perfect concentration. If you can achieve this concentration, then you may send yourself forwards and backwards through time and space. But before you cast this spell, you must concentrate hard on wherever you wish to go. You must have this image firmly in your mind, or the spell will work randomly. As with the Throban Necromancer, you may arrive at any place in any time. This is all I know about the Z spell. How to cast it is a secret I have not learned, nor have I any wish to do so. Now turn to 402. Here we are. The conversation has been enormously enlightening. You now know the secret of the most powerful spell in your spellbook, and you know how to control it. Turn to 427 to cast a spell. If you choose to cast the Z spell, ignore the reference to which you are told to turn, and turn instead to 631. This is your bonus for knowing the secret of the spell. Okay, so let's just write a note. If we cast a Z spell, turn to 631. So if we cast a Z spell, turn to 631. Okay, we are going to... we're going to turn to 427 now. You ignore the Minimite's reservations about using magic and choose your spell to cast. Zen 710, Nip 666, Fool 694, Zed 753, Dumb 601. If you know none of these spells, you must either plan to attack the guard as he brings you food, turn to 476, or simply wait to see what happens, turn to 214. Okay, we're going to cast the Z spell, and therefore we're turning to 631. So let's go there now. Here we are. As quickly as it started, the spell wears off and you are returned to Earth in new surroundings. The prison tower has disappeared, and as your feet touch the ground, you must fight to keep your balance, for you are on a spiral stairway. Behind and beneath you is a large set of double doors. Ahead of you, at the top of the stairs, is another heavy door. You climb the stairs and try the handle. It turns. Turn to 321. Firstly, I need to deduct 7 stamina points for the use of the Z spell, so let's do that now. And then let's read this paragraph again. Okay, the room inside is sparsely decorated. It is a bedchamber of some sort. Narrow window slits in the bare stone walls provide a little light, although the sun has nearly left the sky. There is a desk in the room, but it is cheaply made. Now, the room seems empty, no one is about. You step into the room. A sound comes from behind the door, followed by sobbing. You wheel round quickly. Standing behind the door, with a large brass pot in one hand, is a balding, plump man dressed in long undergarments. It's no use, he whimpers. I just cannot bring myself to do it. Presumably, he is talking about using his pot to knock you senseless as you entered. What will you do now? Will you calm the man down and try to talk to him, turn to 7, or will you threaten him for daring to contemplate ambushing you, turn to 192? Okay, this is far and wide again. So we're going to subtract 111 from this paragraph number, which is 210, and turn there. And yes, his name is a pun, far and wide. Okay, so 210, here we come. Here we are. You confront the snivelling creature before you. You have learned the Archmage's secret, and you tell him so. Far and Wide steps back, aghast. His whimperings cease. His expression changes as his eyes narrow. So, he exclaims, the Analander knows our secret. Our foe is more competent than any of us had imagined. I offer my admiration for your skill. Such skill should be well rewarded. You have come for the crown of kings. No doubt you would like to set eyes on it. The old man moves towards the desk and opens a drawer. From within he pulls a shining golden crown and lays it on the desk. The crown of kings. You recognize instantly the treasured crown, and your eyes widen in awe of its beauty. At last it is within your grasp. But while your concentration is focused on the crown, you have taken your eyes off Far and Wide, and a transformation is taking place. You wheel round towards the old man. Far and Wide, dressed in his long undergarments, lies on the ground, still as death. Standing over the old man, a fearsome creature is forming before your very eyes. Your thoughts of the crown disappear, and you must quickly decide what to do. For the creature forming before you is a netherworld demon of some sort, with a huge bullish face, hoofed feet, and a black hairy body. Smoke curls from its nostrils. You must attack quickly before it forms fully. Will you draw your weapon and attack, turn to 107, or will you cast a spell? Zen 798, Res 628, Zaps 683, Gak 717, Hot 582. Okay, there he is. Okay, I have it on good authority that if you choose to attack him, if you take 6 or more rounds, then you die. He's not too bad actually. He's only skill 7, stamina 7, I think. So he's not too bad. But regardless, we are going to do a zap spell and turn to 683. There he is one more time. Okay, 683, here we come. Deduct 4 stamina points. You aim your finger at the creature's head and unleash your lightning blast. Unable to complete its transformation, the demon can do nothing to prevent this attack. Okay, let's just deduct the 4 stamina points. It takes me down to 10. Now the blast hits the creature on target, and its head seems to explode from inside, spraying its gory vital juices around the room. Turn to 351. There we are. Now the hideous demon drops to the ground. Its shape shrivels and disappears before your eyes, returning to its god-forsaken home. You are now alone in a room with the crown of kings and the body of Far and Wide. You check the old man. He is dead. You walk over to the desk to touch the crown. In spite of being made from solid metals, it is remarkably light. You wrap it carefully and place it in your pack. Now you must return it to Analand. Will you leave the room and step carefully down the stairs? Turn to 434. Will you open your pack and look for something to use? Turn to 148. Or will you cast a spell? Rock 637, Res 743, Nap 591, Law 781, 6 703. Okay, we're going to look in our, or rather open our pack and look for something to use. Turn to 148. There we are. Do you have a silver whistle or holy water from the Tinpang River with you? If so, you may use either of these. If you wish to use the silver whistle, turn to 800. If you wish to use the holy water, turn to 537. If you have neither of these, turn to 351 and choose again. Okay, we're going to use the holy water. So let's check if we have that. We also have a silver whistle, but we're going to use the holy water. Okay, so vial of holy water is there, and put used on it. The silver whistle is here, but we're not using that just yet. Okay, so let's turn to 537 because we're using the holy water. Now you step over to the old man's body. Sprinkling on the holy water, you wait anxiously to see what the effect will be on far and wide. Turn to 526. The old man's eyes start to flutter. Muscles twitch around his mouth and slowly life returns to the corpse. When he has recovered sufficiently to sit up, Far and Wide looks at you. His expression is blank. He remembers nothing about the room or you, and you take some time to explain things to him. My friend, if all this is true, he says finally, then I owe you my life. And more than that, every person in the Free Alliance owes to you the prospect of future peace and prosperity. But all your efforts count for naught if you are unable to return the crown to your own king. Perhaps here is a way I can repay you for your bravery. He steps over to the desk and draws out a velvet bag from the lowest drawer. Inside the bag is a ball of clear crystal, and the old man peers into it. If they are still alive, he says, the Samaritans will help you. Ah, yes, there is crew now. You look into the ball. Clearly formed inside is the image of an angry birdman barking orders. This, says Far and Wide, is Peewit Crew, chief disciple of the Samaritans of Shin. They will help you return to Analand, for they hate the power of Mampang as you do. You may summon the Samaritans with this. He gives you a small silver whistle. Turn to 800. Okay, so we have 2 silver whistles now. Fantastic. And now we're turning to 800. Here we are. You step over to the window and blow your whistle. A shrill warbling sound comes from the silver piece, and you wait for it to summon its masters. A short while later, nothing has happened, and you begin to get anxious. But sure enough, your call has been heard. A fluttering of wings can be heard at the window, followed by a familiar face. The head of Peewit Crew appears. Do you have the crown? He asks. You nod and tell him of the struggle, patting your backpack to indicate that the crown is safe. Then let us go, he cries, for both our missions are now done. Without the crown, Mampang is powerless. Give me your hands, friend. The birdmen take you and fly you away from the fortress and across the peaks of High Zaman. You have succeeded in your mission. The crown of kings will be returned to Analand. The Archmage is dead. Perhaps sometime soon another warlord will seize power in Mampang, and your country will once again be threatened. But for the time being, you hold your head high in pride. Yours has been the most difficult task ever completed by a native of your country. You have firmly written yourself into the history books of Analand, and your adventures will become legends passed on through generations of your people. Your journey is over. You have earned your rest. And there's the picture. And that's the end of The Crown of Kings, and indeed the end of Steve Jackson's Sorcery. So the Z spell, it didn't, or rather the book, rather the paragraphs, I should say, didn't say that it uses 7 stamina points, but there it is. So it reads there, the cost is 7 stamina points. That's how I knew that. While I'm on the subject, or while I'm in the mood, let's just turn to 210 again and see what happens if we don't have any of the items. Oh yeah, let's just see what happens if we cast a hot spell, 582. So I think the hot spell will give us a good outcome as well. Yeah, so that's also successful. So 351. And then we're looking for something to use, 148. I just want to see what happens. I can't remember what happens if we don't. Oh yeah, 351. Yeah, sorry, if we don't have anything. So 351. So it's either spell or walk carefully down the stairs. Let's see what happens if we walk carefully down the stairs. 434. Okay, we have to face the guards. 430. Face them with our weapon. 394. 495 after we kill that. Does this lead to victory? No, it doesn't. So you cannot defeat all the guards, and so there's too many guards, and then that's the end of your adventure. So yeah, so we do need the silver whistle or the holy water. The holy water is better because the holy water leads to the silver whistle anyway. It doesn't actually change anything, resurrecting far and wide, but it's sort of nice to do so, isn't it? So we rescued Far and Wide as well and got the Crown of Kings back to Analand. Anyway, excuse me, that's the end of the Crown of Kings and therefore the end of Steve Jackson Sorcery. Yeah, so my next game book will be, I think it's Skylord, which is the one after Slaves of the Abyss. So Skylord will be the one after this. I have recently completed for the first time Miracle Warriors on the Master System. That was quite a fun. Game. Might do a video of that at some point because I haven't done a video of it, but it's very similar to Phantasy Star. There's a lot of grinding for experience points, and anyway, but yeah, I'll definitely have some videos of that done at some point. Miracle Warriors, but my next video on the channel will be Skylord Fighting Fantasy book. So I'm just glad to get Steve Jackson Sorcery done now. It was sort of, I'm not going to lie to you, it was sort of getting a little bit long in the tooth, especially this book. This book is huge, but ultimately it is an enjoyable experience, but I'm glad to get it done. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this series and the whole Steve Jackson Sorcery series. New videos coming soon, I hope. Thanks again, and goodbye.